For years now, Rolling Stone seems to be trying to destroy Johnny Depp's career. And just this past week, they posted a hit piece against his daughter, Lily Rose Depp's new show from the creator of Euphoria, The Idol, which premieres soon on HBO Max. What is it about Johnny Depp that Rolling Stone hates so much? Who could be behind these attacks? Well, we're going to dig deeper to find out. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is an important one, and I want to thank this week's sponsor. That's right. If you haven't supported them before, please support them. I know it seems silly, but sheathunderwear.com supported us all through the trial, and they still do to this day. They're the most uncomfortable underwear you'll ever buy. Men, I'm telling you, try it. Their dual pouch technology is something you're going to want to try. And ladies, they even have stuff for you. Go to sheathunderwear.com. Check out the styles for men or women. They have bralettes. They have men's shorts you can wear, ladies. They have lots of amazing options, and I'm telling you, I'm wearing them right now. It's the only underwear I wear. It's so comfortable. It's so breathable. Learn about Sheath Underwear. Learn about the dual pouch. Go to sheathunderwear.com and make sure to use code POPCORN at checkout to get a special discount of 20% off your whole order. Thank you guys, and Sheath Underwear, I really, really appreciate you standing up because, guys, this type of topic is hard to do without sponsors. I'm about to talk about some really powerful people that I'm about to uncover. And I'm going to throw some shade at Rolling Stone, but the people behind Rolling Stone, they clearly destroyed Johnny Depp, in my opinion, my conspiracy theory, my whatever. So yeah, I'm a little hesitant to even give you this story, but that's what we got to do here. So please support if you can. Drop that super thanks, the three little dots. You can drop a super thanks to show your support of this video because I'm sure it's going to get shadow banned, but let's break this down. Okay, guys? Right, if you didn't see part one of the video, I'm going to put it up here. Boom, boom, boom. Go check out part one where we talk about this hit piece on his daughter, Lily Rose Depp. Why do they hate him so much? Could they be attacking his daughter now too? Well, it all has to start back with this lawsuit that Johnny Depp filed. He filed actually a few lawsuits against his management firm, his lawyers. And when this happened, there was a hit piece that was put out by Hollywood Reporter. This is back in 2017. During all the Amber drama that was still happening, he was also facing a lot of battles within his own team of who stole money, what was going on. This Hollywood Reporter piece was a pretty bad piece. They just completely biasly attacked him. Now we'll come back to who the Hollywood Reporter, who owns them in a second. He decided that he would do a piece with Rolling Stone. He knew the editor-in-chief, the creator rather of the founder of Rolling Stone, and he decided, I'm going to do a piece with them. Him and I think his attorney, Adam Waldman, said, let's do this piece. They'll try to help right this wrong and really open them in. We'll bring them into our home. We'll explain the whole story, and hopefully we'll get something truthful. Instead, they got the trouble with Johnny Depp. A multi-million-dollar lawsuits, haze of booze and hash, marriage gone very wrong, and a lifestyle he can't afford inside the trials of Johnny Depp. I mean, if there was ever a hit piece, this was the king of all hit pieces. This reporter came in and completely bamboozled him. And Johnny Depp even said this as much in the press, with Rolling Stone saying Johnny Depp proclaims the truth will come out in new profile. Actor calls Rolling Stone profile a sham, says he felt shafted by widely read, controversial article. Now, there's a lot to go through here. This continued. Hollywood Reporter jumped in again, once again hammering Johnny Depp and his spending, his self-made implosion. He's radioactive. Now, this is by Tatiana Siegel. We're going to come back to her in a second. Now, this was what the media was handling pre-trial. It was against Johnny at all costs. And so, yeah, Johnny took a shot at Rolling Stone. Why did he pick Rolling Stone? Who owns Rolling Stone? Well, they're owned by Penske Media, but they weren't always. Now, here's PenskeMedia.com. You can go whatever. They're the ones who purchased Rolling Stone. At the time, when Johnny was on Rolling Stone a lot and friendly with them, he was good friends with, it seems, with Jan Wenner. Now, you can find a lot of pictures. I guess they met during Fear and Loathing Las Vegas. This was someone that he felt he could trust, that would at least be fair and not completely try to shaft him. Well, he went with them. And here's a really good thread if you want to read more. The right side of the Roaring Rapids put together a wonderful thread here. I am going to take some pieces up here, but I want to give them credit. And they echo this. Co-founder Jan Wenner had always been good to Johnny, and Adam Waldman felt this would be a good place for Mr. Depp alongside him to discuss his litigation against Rob and Joel Mandel, TMG, the management group who was going after, and Jacob Bloom, Alan Hergoat Bloom, anyway, a lot of other people involved, like lawyers and stuff behind his thing. What they hadn't foreseen is that Jay Penske of Penske Media Group now owned 49% of Rolling Stone, and that Amber Heard was now dating Vito Schnabel, the best friend of Theo Wenner, Jan Wenner's son. And here they are, photos to sort of prove that this was going down at the time. So I got to be careful. Look, I'm going to put a lot of speculations in here. I'm not trying to declare anything as factual, but I'm going to let you deduce and figure out if this seems shady or not. And it's interesting as you go through this and you learn about Jan Warner, which I want to show you here, as he then later left Rolling Stone, wants to reveal it all. As we go down and read this, magazine started with a zeal take on the man, ended up going into two scions. The new owner, Jay Penske, whose father was Roger Penske, former race car driver, turned billionaire, elevated Gus, one of his other sons, Wenner, to CEO. No more baby boomer old white guy covers. He dryly noted about his final cover as Bono. This is him as he left Rolling Stone, the founder of Rolling Stone as he left. The new team quickly began firing the veteran writers and photographers. I wanted to remain with Rolling Stone to have some relationship with my baby, Mr. Wenner wrote. Could I be the uncle, the grandpa, the brother-in-law? Nope. I would be the ex-wife. Gus wanted to take over. He listened to me with respect, but impatient. Here he is, his son, ended up taking over with the financing group and kicked him to the curb. And so, yeah, this is what ultimately happened. Now, my theory, my conspiracy theory, my whatever, it does seem like Johnny and team thought they knew who was behind Rolling Stone. Turned out they weren't. And they decided to go with them. Now, before I get to more of the dirty nitty gritty of who now owns them and what that means, I want you to look at Rolling Stone's coverage of Johnny. Now, pre-trial, besides the trouble with Johnny Depp, that time Johnny Depp and Keith Richards went nuts on me. In a long lost cover story, the actor guitarists get pissed off in a skull ring, pawned up soda, I can't even say, a reporter with a banana, tossing him off a balcony. These are the stories. And guys, I implore you, go search Rolling Stone, Johnny Depp. I'm not hiding things from you here. I didn't selectively pick and choose. Go do it yourself because they only continue. Johnny Depp receives Medal of Honor from controversial Serbian president. They always got to find a negative when they do a story about Johnny, even if it's a positive one. I'm on the verge of a new life. I'm like a re-beginning, and I would love for that to be the beginning to start here. But again, does it count? Because this was a controversial Serbian president. Then, as the trial was getting going, Amber Heard accuses Johnny Depp of SA, an explosive claim which has never been made publicly. It was out there. It was the lawyers who put this out there. Former couple's defamation. Depp's lawyers called her profoundly a troubled person. Not even like deny it. They just, again, putting this out there. Now let's look. We're going to go through how Rolling Stone covered the trial, and I want you to see for your own eyes. Are they biased or what? I'm going to show you all sides. Here we go. Johnny Depp. Now, here's the first one up as I could find, and I looked through April and May. I searched Google for news articles from Rolling Stone, April to May, that had Johnny Depp in the headline. Johnny Depp describes, and these are the ones I found. Johnny Depp describes Amber Heard's need for violence in second day on stand. It could begin with a slap, or it could begin with a shove. It could begin with, throwing a TV remote in my head. It could be throwing a glass of wine in my face. But all in all, it was just a constant, he said. So here's Tatiana Siegel, who previously wrote that hit piece against him saying he's radioactive. So right here, okay, I'm not going to hate him. This isn't incorrect. Let's see what happens. Johnny Depp raps defamation testimony. Yes, I am. A domestic DV victim. Actor continues to reboot his claim he was ever abused. His wax, he claims the claims are grossly, he calls the claims grossly exaggerated, saying he was the one who suffered at her hands. Again, by Tatiana Siegel. Interesting. It's almost like she's turning slowly, like, okay, what's happening? And then you'll see, okay, new article writers keep coming in. Meet the ride or die Johnny Depp stands making bank on trial merch. Now we're in the middle of this important trial. April 30th, they're already beginning to now react and make the stands, the money, the story. This seems very similar to what Cat 10 Barge started doing around this same time. Interesting. And we keep going. Now, May 4th, he would explode. Amber Heard tells court that Johnny Depp slapped her. Now, mind you, what do we have? Two sort of fair Johnny Depp articles? Now, get ready. Amber's testimony is coming. Let's count how many we have. Now, Tatiana did write this one too. Amber took the stand for the first time Wednesday to defend herself in the $50 million defamation suit. He would explode. That was what it was, and they focused on that specifically. Tatiana again. I didn't know if the bottle he had was broken. Amber details multiple Johnny Depp haze. Yes. And so again, now Tatiana again, second day in, she's leaning hard on this. That's two now. We continue again. Now EJ's in. Demoralizing and demeaning a gross TikTok trend mocking Amber Heard is going viral. Amber Heard and Elon Musk, a multi-million-dollar mystery. Now, it's interesting. Tatiana, now around the May 15th, writes what I will call the best article they had on Rolling Stone, where she begins to ask questions. It was a really interesting read as I read this, because I was like, they're actually going in to give Amber some heat. I actually had reached out to Tatiana, asked her to come on the show. I'm still working on it. But I did get a vibe from her that, yeah, she was trying to at least hear it all. And she was starting to hear it all for the first time in this case. We'll see if Tatiana writes any more articles or if this is the last one you see from her. He was whacking her repeatedly in the face, Amber Heard's sister recalls protecting. Now, we're already outnumbered. Way more pro-Amber articles than pro-Johnny articles right out the gate. We're on the May 18th. Amber admits to striking Johnny Depp multiple times during fights. I had to use my body to defend myself. So here you have another one now from a new author, Jody G., who's saying it was all self-defense. This man was trying to kill me. Of course it was scary. So now they're trying to admit, okay, well, she did this, which was big news. Oh, but it was defense. That's the headline you get from Rolling Stone. 600 million fortune lost in a career implosion. Witness described Johnny Depp's decline in Hollywood. So now we're doubling down again. So while we had two sort of pro Johnny Depp during his whole portion of the trial, we've now have like 6 anti. Johnny Depp's toxic fans are review bombing Amber Heard's expert witness. No report on the witness itself. Let's just focus on the toxic fans, not the case. Johnny Depp's toxic fans are ruining his witness. Let's vilify them and make Amber the victim. DC Filmhead says Amber was almost recast, almost in Aquaman over chemistry, not Johnny Depp allegations. So again, this is like they're trying to, even when it's bad news about Amber, do you notice? It seems positive. Kate Moss says Johnny Depp never pushed her downstairs during Amber Heard trial. Model says Depp never pushed me, kicked me, or threw me down the stairs while testifying. This was a big news day. So there you go. You got now a third win for Johnny. Amber says people want to kill me as she returns to witness stand. Perhaps it's easy to forget that, but I am a human being. Now again, as we're going through, Tatiana stopped and it's starting to lean back into Amber. Men always win. Survivors sickened by the Amber Heard verdict. So now that's the coverage. We had a little bit of questioning from Tatiana, who actually seemed to come around and seemingly admitted, yeah, I watched the trial, what was going on? And now she's off, and now we got EJ back to focus on how the survivors are sickened. I don't know what survivors you talked to, EJ, but we had a lot of them call into the show, and that's just BS. And it only gets worse. Juror in Johnny Depp trial says Amber Heard's testimony didn't add up. Jury believes she was aggressor. Unnamed juror. Oh, sorry. This was it. Phil Crocodile. There was one more. Juror did admit that it didn't add up. Believed she was the aggressor. Then here we go. Amber officially files to appeal. We remain confident in our case. Missing texts, Disney's threats, and Marilyn Manson. 5 bombshells from unsealed Johnny Depp and Amber Heard docs. Treasure trove of documents. Interesting. Threats, Marilyn Manson. They're already getting negative. Now, Johnny Depp, Jeff Beck accused of stealing lyrics from incarcerated man's poem. Okay, hit piece. Johnny Depp stands rushed to fork over cash for unsealed docs. Did it backfire? Again, what is... Oh, so now they're like, after trial, we got to hit him even harder. Then we got some more. It doesn't end there. Though this was the big comeback. Johnny Depp, this was the big comeback? Johnny Depp's face floats in a spacesuit. So they're knocking his comeback. Oh, then it gets worse. Johnny Depp appears in Rihanna's Savage Fenty show. We still don't understand why. Johnny Depp appears in Savage Fenty show for some reason. They gave him 2. That one got 2. That one got 2 articles. For some reason, I thought you guys were the journalists. Do you not know Rihanna's history and how big of a moment it was that she chose Johnny? That was huge. That was why it was a story, but they don't know why. Okay. Helena Bonham Carter really went to bat for Johnny Depp and J.K. Rowling. So there we go. Like this is not a good headline for this type of audience. It's see how bad they are. And then we go Amber Heard. Here's how they deal with the settlement. Amber Heard settles Johnny Depp's suit with no restrictions or gags with respect to my voice. The agreement will prevent the contentious defamation case from moving forward on appeal. Not like she lost, she gave up. She settled. Amber settled. Johnny Depp didn't settle. And she has no restrictions or gags with her voice. So stay tuned. We will cover her in more depth. So looking at that, there were definitely a few. Tatiana seemed to step up near the end. I appreciate that she actually did some journalism on Amber. And then she seemed to disappear and not follow the narrative that Rolling Stone was shoving. So why was there this narrative from Rolling Stone? Why was Penske Media, am I crazy? Is this a conspiracy theory? Why would Penske Media have so much bias during this trial to paint him in a bad way? Seemed like he got along with the founder. Clearly they got along. But right, we got to go through this. Amber was connected to Penske. Huh. Now, could she? Would she? What does this mean? Well, you got to go through and you got to remember there was a whole lawsuit that was coming. And during that TMG lawsuit, this was leaked or said that they told Johnny they vowed to destroy Johnny if he filed a lawsuit. Now, is that possible? Could they do that? Again, who is Penske? Why would they be able to do this? So I looked online. I found some deeper, and the fans, man, they deliver. And this graph really does expose the inner workings of who's behind what in Hollywood. Now you got JD here, and you got TMG, the people he's suing. You got these hedge funds, all connected. The TMG and Ari Emanuel, all connected to these hedge funds. Interesting. Why does that matter? Why is that? What's that second degree of Ari Emanuel? Oh, well, he represents, look who it is. Huh. Endeavor reps the Saudi Arabia Sovereign Welfare Fund, which reps Penske Media Corporation and Jay Penske. Huh. Which, interestingly enough, not only covers Rolling Stone, but it covers Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Variety. Huh. So you're telling me all those trades, and specifically, obviously, Rolling Stone, Hollywood Reporter, the two we really focused on, Deadline has been egregious too. You're telling me they're all P&G is all connected through these hedge funds, through Ari Emanuel, and the company who was suing TMG. I mean, no way it could be connected, right? No way that a company with that much clout could actually vow to destroy someone and actually do it. It's interesting because, right, Amber was always out there saying, Johnny's going to destroy my life. Johnny's going to destroy my life. Huh. Was it the other way around? Again, I got to put that speculation buck because that chart's filled with some people that could get me in trouble, guys. So again, please keep the support coming. If you made it this far, I want to comment with the mind blow emoji. Not only you got that connection, but let's remember again from Penske Media, the son. So whose best interest was it to help, Amber or Johnny, from a Penske Media standpoint? They're getting sued. Their colleagues, people connect to them, getting sued by their people representing their hedge fund. Now one of the sons is dating. Yeah, they definitely. There's no collusion here, no corruption whatsoever, right, guys? No, this is all nuts. Nothing I'm saying is accurate. Or is it? Guys, what do you think? Does it make it that far-fetched then to think, seeing all the bias, figuring out to see that they also went as far to now come after his daughter? Could this be real? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, before you go there, don't forget, please support our sponsor and support this channel. Go to sheathunderwear.com and pin the comment with the code, enter code POPCORN for 20% off the order. Sponsors like that help us keep going along with your donations. So please support our sponsors. Go check out Sheath. Go check out the tool pouch. I'm telling you, they're comfy. And also hit that super thanks. Use our Cash App, our link tree. Support it out however you can if you want me to keep going down this hole, because I need your help to do it. Appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that button for all alerts. Stay tuned for more. And thank you guys so much for watching.